watching News 3 Now live at 4, moving forward.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Friday afternoon. It's Friday.
It's Friday, and we have a busy show ahead of us. Blaze Keller is tracking some severe weather. Let's go to him right now for a look at our first warn forecast. Blaze?
That's right, Brady, Susan, folks at home. We are tracking a severe thunderstorm warning for Adams County until 4:15. That is for an inch in diameter hail as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is a slow-moving storm producing some heavy rain as well, moving off to the north at about 15 miles per hour. So we'll zoom out a little bit. We'll put this little tracker on and we'll take it all the way up. Here is a look at some of the communities that may be impacted, maybe dealing with some of that hail and those stronger winds. Monroe Center at 4 o'clock, Big Flats by 4:06, Rome by 4:21, Port Edwards by 4:36, and then further into Wisconsin Rapids by 4:43. Again, this warning is until 4:15, so about another 15 minutes or so. This is warned for those 60-mile-per-hour wind gust possibility as well as that chance for some hail as well. Let's take a look at where that hail may be. We find a little cluster beginning to move right at the intersection there in Adams County of Highway 21 and 13, where we find that darker blue. We'll take a sample. That's that smaller hail core of about an inch in diameter hail. Some of this may be reaching the surface. We also find another little hail core a little bit further south along Highway 13 into White Creek, just north of Springville in Adams County. This is not part of that warning, but that's where we could be dealing with some of that hail up to an inch in diameter as well. Additionally, this storm is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We'll quickly put on wind tracker and see maybe where some of those stronger winds may be trying to reach the surface. Again, we're going to be looking for some of those brighter greens. I'll quickly put on the warning to see where within the warning we would see maybe those stronger wind gusts, and that may be just to the west of Preston along Highway 21 between us and the Wisconsin River, right to the south and east of Strong's Prairie. Again, maybe a gust upwards of 60 miles per hour. These might not even be reaching the surface. We also find a little bit of that stronger wind gust off towards White Creek again, where we did see that other hail core popping up on radar 3000. Now, these showers and thunderstorms, while we may squeeze out another isolated severe thunderstorm, are going to continue to impact parts of central and southern Wisconsin as we go overnight into the early morning hours on Saturday. So stay with News 3 Now. We will keep you updated should another severe thunderstorm be issued. In the full forecast, we'll take a deeper look at the rainy weekend ahead, especially for Saturday. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Blaze, thank you. We begin this Friday afternoon in Sun Prairie, where a parent is suing the school district.
This lawsuit is served as the former dean of students at Sun Prairie West is being criminally charged and is accused of having inappropriate relationships with students. Tanasia Shaw spoke with the parent who is suing the school district. So, Tanasia, this lawsuit is about closed session meetings?
Yes, Brady, it is. I spoke to a Sun Prairie parent. His name is Justin Smith. He said that the district has been handling closed sessions meetings unlawfully. Smith says that this is a pattern that started after the arrest of Sun Prairie's former dean of students, Robert Gilkey Masagayer. In this lawsuit that News 3 Now has obtained today, it says that the Sun Prairie Area School District is going into closed session for vague reasons. Smith said that this is leading to information possibly being withheld from families in Sun Prairie. This is happening as parents are seeking transparency after police arrested Gilkey Masagayer for 15 felony charges. For most of the district's closed sessions meetings before today, the school board cites state statutes and doesn't give specific reasons for the meetings being in those closed sessions. I spoke to Smith on the phone today, who says this is unacceptable.
The meetings law specifically states that just stating the statutory language does not satisfy the statute for the exception to legally or lawfully invoke closed session. And so these are one of the many things that we're alleging and that we're asking for. And that's because the way the system was designed was for this district to be governed publicly and for them to have secrecy or privacy as an exception to that publicly.
Now, the Wisconsin State Statute 19.84 says that the public must know about the subject matter of public and closed session meetings. For the district's upcoming closed session meeting on Monday, they added more information to their agenda. It says they will specifically discuss this lawsuit, a criminal investigation of a former employee, and more. I reached out to the district and they told me that they plan to dismiss this lawsuit by October 3rd. Brady and Susan, I'm going to send it back to you for now.
Thank you, Tanasia. Well, someone called Madison Fire to Cafe Hollander at Hilldale for a natural gas leak report last night at about 10 o'clock. A manager says staff had been cleaning and moving equipment when a gas line broke, causing the natural gas to pour out. MG&E were called to the scene and Madison Fire was able to shut off the gas feed at the meter before the company arrived. Once they found the building was safe, staff was able to continue cleaning.
The Madison Fire Department is also reporting some good news at the Yahara Heights Dog Park. Yesterday morning, a dog was reported stranded on a rock in the water. A caller called 911 and said they couldn't reach the dog on their own, so Medic 10 was able to lift the dog off the rock near the shore, and it was reunited with its owner. Luckily, no injuries were reported.
Washington officials say they've found human remains believed to be Pewaukee native Travis Decker. The man is accused of killing his 3 daughters. According to a sheriff's office there, the remains were found in a remote wooded area. Positive identification has not yet been confirmed. Authorities have been searching for Decker for months now. He's accused of killing 5-year-old Olivia, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 9-year-old Peyton. They were found suffocated to death at an abandoned campsite in Washington state in June.
Well, on a much lighter note, a French dance company is bringing its unique performance, Sol Invictus, to Madison. The show is inspired by an ancient Roman ritual and aims to bring people together through the universal language of dance. The company, founded 25 years ago, features dancers from around the world, each bringing their own style and story. Sol Invictus is based on rituals that center around a holiday we all know.
That was a kind of ancestor of our Christmas of today. It was a celebration that was taking place in the middle of the winter when the days are very dark and when there is not a lot of light. That ritual was there to try to bring hope to people.
The Pay What You Wish show is Saturday, September 27th at the Overture Center. It begins at 7:30. It runs just over an hour, and there is a minimum of $5 for the show that would typically cost between $40 and $70.
That looks really beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Well, next on Live at 4, the Badgers are back at Camp Randall tomorrow, and I know you want to know our score predictions. We'll have those, and how this game will be just a little bit different.
Go easy on us. And speaking of football games this weekend, the weather could throw a wrench into the Badger home game, maybe even for high school football. Friday night football tonight. We'll check in with Blaze with the latest on the forecast.
And we are just a few weeks back to school, and it seems like everyone is getting sick, right? Well, we'll talk with an expert about keeping everything your student brings home free of germs.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Columbia as well as Marquette counties until 4:30 this afternoon. This is once again for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as quarter-size hail, moving a little bit faster to the northwest at 30 miles per hour. Brady and Susan, I'll send it back to you, but we're going to revisit this storm, the other severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Adams County, and talk about what lies ahead for the rest of this evening in just a minute.
Eye on things. Thanks, Blaze. Well, the Packers are heading into Sunday's game in Cleveland a little short-handed.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Jaden Reed has been ruled out after breaking his collarbone and undergoing foot surgery.
And tight end Tucker Kraft suffered a knee injury in practice yesterday, and now he's listed as questionable. Coach Matt LaFleur said he will be a game-time decision.
Our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde shows us from Lambeau.
The Packers will be without one of their top offensive weapons on Sunday in Cleveland, but they're still holding out hope that they'll have another. Now, Jaden Reed, the wide receiver who broke his collarbone against the Commanders last week, is out, and he's headed for injured reserve. He's expected to miss 8 to 9 weeks or maybe even longer with that broken collarbone. But Tucker Kraft, their star tight end who suffered a knee injury in practice on Thursday, did not practice today, is listed as questionable, which means there is a possibility he'll play against the Browns. Now, the Packers are getting ready for life without him. They have 3 tight ends on the active roster behind Tucker Kraft. Luke Musgrave figures to get the start. They've also got John Fitzpatrick and Ben Sims. But the Packers are not ruling out Tucker Kraft playing on Sunday in Cleveland. We will see what happens, and we'll have full coverage of whatever happens with Tucker Kraft and the Packers on channel3000.com. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up for the newsletter, which delivers our Packers coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason.
And now to the professionals.
Yes, what you've been waiting for. Similar to the Packers, the Badgers hold a nearly 75% win probability over the Maryland Terrapins. And so we're once again going to do our score predictions ahead of the game tomorrow. I said, as always, the Badgers are going to win 1,000,000-1, but they made me change it. 27-17 is my pick. Reporter Ellie LaLiberte also thinks the Badgers will score 27, but Maryland will score just 13.
I thought the Badgers would win by the most, 28-20, and Tanasia thought the game would be much closer, but she picked the Badgers to win 21-17. And a reminder, the 11 o'clock kickoff will be a stripe-out game. So if you're going to the game, make sure you check your ticket to see if you need to wear whether red or white, depending on the seating chart. That's always fun. And it's always fun to do the picks, too.
I love a good costume coordination. The big question is, what will the weather be like tomorrow? Here's Blaze Keller.
Likely we're going to be dealing with scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout Saturday. Right now we do have just 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. That one for more of northern Adams County has been allowed to expire, so that is some good news. We currently still only have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for southern parts of Adams County as well as Columbia County, either until 4:45, that's for southern Adams County, or 4:30 for those of us in Columbia County. Both of these are warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well as that quarter-sized hail. So we'll take it into the cell that is eventually going to push into southern Adams County. We'll put a little tracker on this. This is pushing off to the northwest at about 30 miles per hour. We'll put a tracker on this and push it off towards the north and west, taking it as far as we can. Let me pull this onto the screen so folks in the path can see. Oxford by 4:27, into Springville by 4:33, New Chester by 4:43, Adams by 5:02, and then pushing into Necedah by 5:19. And again, by then, that severe thunderstorm warning, both of them should be allowed to expire. There is a little bit of hail with these storms. We'll take it in with our hail size little tracker here and find out where the largest hail is. This is just to the east of the Dells, outside of Briggsville, along Highway 23 and 127, right between us. And if we sample that yellow there, that's about 1.5 inches in diameter hail, possibly reaching the ground. Some of this may be melting as it is falling from the storm, but that is one of the things that this storm is warned for. Another thing that it's warned for is the 60-mile-per-hour wind gust potentially. We'll look just outside of Douglas, where we find some of these brighter reds at about 43, 45 miles per hour. So maybe not getting those 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but certainly a gust upwards of 40 to 45 miles per hour. Can't be ruled out. And again, this is until either 4:30 or 4:45 as these storms push off to the north and west. We'll put back on radar for folks not underneath any of these severe thunderstorms. And once you get south of the Dells, we are very quiet. A few spotty showers beginning to pop up in Rock County, just outside of Janesville, probably right near Orfordville, if not just outside of us as well, into Newark. We're going to continue to see these spotty showers and thunderstorms, some of which could potentially be severe for a little bit of time, develop and push towards the north and west as we head further into your Friday afternoon and evening. So take the First Warn Weather app with you, as some Friday night football games may be in impacted by some of these showers and thunderstorms. When looking at the three things you need to know, the weekend looking rainy, especially on Saturday. That's what we're going to be dealing with, more of that scattered shower and thunderstorm threat. We'll be in the mid 70s, and then by Sunday we start to clear out just a little bit more, but we'll still keep that chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. The big picture here is a low pressure system is moving out of the Midwest through Minnesota, and it's kind of falling apart. As it pushes off towards the north, there's just a little bit of spin, a little bit of moisture, and we do have those warmer temperatures to get those showers and thunderstorms developing. A lot more green on the map on Saturday, scattered showers and thunderstorms. But look at Sunday. We start to not see as much green across central and southern parts of the state, more across northern parts of Wisconsin. So as that low pressure system pulls out of the Midwest, it's going to pull that moisture with it. However, on Monday, along the Wisconsin-Illinois border, that's where we could see the redevelopment of those showers and thunderstorms as we go into the start of the next work week. Obviously, tomorrow is when the Badgers take on the Maryland Terrapins. Take the rain jackets with you, red or white, depending on where you're sitting, the umbrella as well, but not into the stadium because we will be dodging those showers and thunderstorms during tailgate, kickoff at 11, and then after, of course, the Badgers win, still dealing with that isolated chance for showers and thunderstorms. In terms of rain, we're looking at a healthy 3/4 of an inch to about an inch of rain. Isolated spots, if you're underneath some of these showers and thunderstorms beginning today through the weekend, could be upwards of maybe 2 inches or so. We do dry out as we go from Monday onwards with another chance for some rain as we end next week. So Susan and Brady, it's just going to be a wet weekend. Enjoy the game while, as best as we can. Maybe we just stay inside and enjoy some movies or some TV shows we have to catch up on.
Well, and we do need the rain. It's good news. Maybe
Yes.
grab an umbrella if you're going to high school football tonight as well. Blaze, thank you. We'll check back in just a little while. Quickly, let's check our Coats for Kids count tonight. We're up more than 300 donations from this time last year. And thanks, everybody. For those of you who haven't had a chance to donate yet, we'll be collecting gently used, new, all kinds of winter gear for 2 more weeks. You can stop at any Dane County area Clinky Cleaners. We're hoping to collect 5,000 coats for this campaign in the next 2 weeks. And you can always go online at channel3000.com as well if you would like to contribute to our Amazon wish list. And as always, thanks to everybody for all our help this year. We're off to a good start.
Yeah, wonderful.
Well, coming up on Live at 4, we'll take a look at how Wall Street is closing out the week.
Plus, I'm talking with a health expert about how to keep yourselves and your students healthy as they go to and from school.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
The numbers on Wall Street today, green to end the week. The Dow is up 172 points. The Nasdaq gained 160. The S&P 500 picked up 32 points.
Well, you want your children to bring home their projects, papers, and awards from school. I miss those days, honestly. But you don't want them to bring home any classroom germs, and they all do.
Yeah. And you still have all of your son's papers on the refrigerator, right? Well, we are a few weeks into school, and some of you may already have some sick students. Things are going around. Here are some easy things that you can do to try to prevent any more sick days. Well, back to school time is very exciting for a lot of people, but let's be honest, it can also be kind of gross if you're not cleaning up some of the things your kids are taking to and from school. Dr. Christopher Harkin with SSM Health is here to give us some tips on how to avoid sickness this time of year or any time.
Hi, Brady.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so when you think about it, kids, they love their backpacks, their lunch boxes, water bottles.
Yeah.
They use them, but what can happen if we're not cleaning them?
The bottom line is, how do we pass things? We cough in our hand, right? Then next thing we know, we grab something, or we decide to let our friends share it, and they just coughed in their hand or whatever, and they're touching it. So it's really important that, we got to get those things cleaned off. You know, some of the things you mentioned. Number one, everybody has a phone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and what are we doing? We're always grabbing it. We're showing it to our friends, showing them the picture that they just took, right? At the end, we gotta wipe those off. You brought out some nice disinfecting wipes. They do work.
Yeah.
And wiping those phones down at the end of the day makes a difference.
So is that something like you can do before bedtime? Just get out one of these wipes and then it's like, well, this is part of my routine now.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good choice. I think even more than once a day. Nowadays in school, we're going to have these wipes. And if we can remind our kids, hey, If you think people, if other people have been touching your phone, grab some wipes, clean them off, even while you're at school. Another one, I think you have them here too, is your AirPods. We're now, now kids are sharing their AirPods.
Yeah, do you want to listen to this?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, Brady. So it's not just we want to get the case, we want to get the pods themselves. Again, this makes a big difference because once we're touching and bringing them into our bodies, there's a chance to get illness from that.
Yeah, and I don't know if a lot of people think about that. I mean, they think about washing your hands and, hopefully if you sneeze, you do this. But these little things that people use every day that can, and no one wants to get sick at the beginning of school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have not seen a child anymore that doesn't carry a water bottle in school. Remember in the old days when we all lined up to get a drink from the drinking fountain? Well, now everyone's got their own bottle. And so sometimes you want to share your friend's bottle. Just another thing that's super important to wipe off. In fact, at the end of the day, it may be smart to put it through the dishwasher and let the dishwasher really give it a good clean every day.
Do you find that if people, don't do this regularly or maybe at least once every couple of days, I mean, is that where a lot of people are getting sick then?
It makes it's a simple way to pass illness back and forth. And it sure makes a lot of sense. When we ask people what's going on, it's a classic example of what's going on.
Yeah. What about, we have this lunchbox here.
Oh my goodness,
How do you clean something like that?
That's a great question. Again, we can use the wipes you're doing, but something else that does work is just taking warm water and some gentle soap. And the idea being just soap it down and then take another warm cloth and then clean off the excess soap off of there. But that's another thing that you should probably try and clean pretty much daily because, again, so many people can touch these throughout the day.
Good advice, Dr. Harkin.
Easy to do. I always forget about it, so I need those reminders.
Now your whole little backpack is all clean and ready to go.
I just need to do this now and we're all set.
Coming up on Live at 4, help is on the way to Wisconsin, hit by devastating flooding over a month ago.
Plus, the ACLU is taking Wisconsin sheriff's offices to the Supreme Court over ICE detention agreements. Which counties are at the center of the case?
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Hello, welcome to Live at 4, everyone. We made it to Friday.
We did. The weekend is almost here. Let's take a look outside today. The clouds rolled in a little bit and there's rain in several parts of the viewing area, but look at that beautiful shot on the lake. Doesn't that just look like peaceful bliss?
Yeah, where's our invite?
Yeah, right. The weather words today, showery weekend ahead.
With a small chance of some severe weather, too. First Warn meteorologist Blaze Keller is here with what we are currently tracking.
And we do just now only have one severe thunderstorm warning for parts of southern Adams County. This is until 4:45, so we have about 15 minutes or so left, but this part of the storm that prompted the warning is very quickly outrunning the warning box. So this is pushing off towards the north and west at about 30 miles per hour. We'll put a little tracker on this and zoom out just a bit so that folks in the path can be prepared, as this is potentially going to be bringing 60 mile per hour wind gusts as well as quarter size hail, so up to an inch in diameter. Brooks by 4:33, Newchester by 4:39, Adams County, Legion Field and Adams by 4:56 or 4:57, and then further into Preston at the top of the 5 o'clock hour at 5:04. And again, this warning is going to be allowed to expire before that at 4:45. Warned for hail as well as those strong winds. I don't see any hail within that severe thunderstorm warning box, so that is some good news. The only hail right now that I do see is just to the south and east of Preston. In terms of those strong wind gusts, there may be a little bit of some stronger wind beginning to pick up right outside of that warning box there along Highway 82 in Adams County between Springville as well as Brooks. Now, this would normally be concerning, but I have asked the National Weather Service. They are not really concerned about any brief spin-ups with these storms. It is more of a hail as well as a strong wind threat. And again, that warning is allowed to expire here in about 10 or so minutes. When we take a broader look, most of that storm activity is north of the Dells. Everybody else is sitting primarily underneath quiet conditions. A few showers popping up there in Rock County. We're going to continue to see that chance for pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Some may quickly become severe and then die down as we head throughout the rest of your Friday evening. Stay with News 3 Now. We'll keep you updated. Take the umbrellas out if you're going to be going to any Friday night football games. We'll take a look at what the weekend has in store for us and then what lies ahead for next week in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Well, just over a month after devastating flooding and severe weather hit southern Wisconsin, the Department of Workforce Development is setting up unemployment assistance for those impacted. That declaration is for workers in Milwaukee, Washington, and Waukesha counties. The program offers temporary income support to those who lost jobs or self-employment directly because of the disaster and who don't qualify for regular unemployment benefits.
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley is urging people affected by August's historic flooding to apply for federal disaster aid. With FEMA assistance now available, officials emphasize funding is not first come, first served. Any eligible household with uninsured damage will receive support. Applications are open through November 12th at disasterassistance.gov or by calling FEMA directly. In addition, low-interest disaster loans are available from the Small Business Administration.
In Broadview, Illinois, protests turned into clashes with federal agents outside of an ICE facility this morning. Here in Wisconsin, the ACLU is asking the state Supreme Court to stop county jails from honoring federal immigration detainers. The petition targets sheriff's offices in Sauk, Kenosha, Brown, Marathon, and Walworth counties. ICE detainers request that local jails hold someone for up to 48 hours past their release so that federal agents can take custody. The ACLU argues that amounts to an unlawful arrest under Wisconsin law. Well, a familiar face on college campuses sparked some conversation at UW-Madison this week.
Badger Beat reporter Kayla Dembeck has the story.
Sister Cindy, the viral evangelical campus preacher, made a stop on campus this week. She's known for her confrontational style and provocative language that always draws a crowd. Here's what UW students and Cindy herself had to say.
I don't think anyone sort of engages with it sincerely. It's more of just a joke.
I don't mind that people come out for entertainment, but I'm here to share the gospel message.
I don't care what you believe, but to give people the option to live their life how they want to live it.
To hear more from students and Sister Cindy, check out the Badger Beat on Instagram and TikTok by searching Badger_Beat.
All right, Kayla, thank you. On Saturday, September 27th, the Duck Pond will transform into the site of the True North Music Festival. It's a one-day showcase of Madison's culinary talent, and there's also live music. Festival goers can sample dishes from some of the city's most celebrated chefs and restaurants while enjoying performances from up-and-coming local and regional artists. Tickets begin at $15. They're available now at TrueNorthFest.com. Each ticket, by the way, also gives back $2 from every purchase to Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, DAYS, and the Dane County Food Collective.
Well, coming up on Live Before, a look at our upcoming For the Record program this Sunday.
We sit down with the show's producer, Ellie LaLiberte, who talks about her guests this week and their conversations about political violence in the United States.
And some showers popped up over our viewing area today. After a warm and dry spell, things are cooling off with even more rain on the way. We'll have the details in the First Warn forecast. Following the assassinations of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman, political violence continues to make headlines. This week on For the Record, we're talking about it with two new candidates for governor. State Senator Kelda Roys announced her campaign on Monday, and State Representative Francesca Hong announced on Wednesday. Both actively are condemning political violence.
We should never, ever settle our disputes with violence. With a gun. And it's true in the political context and in every other context. I mean, there was also a school shooting that day. It's unacceptable, and every political leader needs to speak out clearly against that.
While there is always going to be concern around safety, I think we have to meet fear with moral courage.
For a closer look at this conversation, let's bring in For the Record host, Ellie La Liberté.
Hi, Ellie. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Good to see you. It's been a big week in politics this week.
It truly has, yeah.
So what does the governor's race look like so far?
Yeah, well, it seems like we're hearing a new candidate get into this race about every week now. So the Democratic primary really opening up. We have about 5 candidates so far. You just heard from the 2 newest ones, both representing Madison. Then on the other side of the ticket, we have 2 Republicans, but we are maybe expecting Congressman Tom Tiffany to decide if he'll be running in this race or not, maybe by the end of the month here.
Interesting.
For this particular show, you're really taking a deep dive into some of the political violence we've been seeing.
Yeah, so we talked a lot in depth last week about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but this week we're also talking about the fallout of that. So up in Eau Claire, 2 city officials made some comments about Kirk's death, and that led to Representative Derek Van Orden announcing some legislation, essentially saying that, you know, if people speak out in what he's calling things of domestic terrorism and, you know, hoping for political violence, in his words, that he's looking to maybe take away federal funding. Now, we did hear from Representative Mark Pocan, who's saying that that is an infringement on free speech, so definitely something to watch there as well.
Yeah, how exactly, I mean, did he say, how is he looking to do that?
Yeah, so definitely that legislation was something that they had talked about. He had proposed a bill, so we could see that go through. But again, the city does say, they put out a statement that they are confident that they will continue to receive federal support.
And what else is coming up on the show on Sunday?
Yeah, of course. So we also had the special election in DeForest this week. So our reporter, Maddie Heimsch, has been covering that a lot for us. So something really interesting from that conversation with her was that this kind of stems from fluoride in the drinking water. So you can hear more on our conversation and how that started there.
Sunday morning, 10:30, For the Record. We'll see you then, Ellie. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellie.
And we'll be right back with Dr. Zorba Pastor.
September is Falls Prevention Month. It's a serious issue as we age.
Oh, very much so. Unintentional falls are actually one of the leading causes of death in people over the age of 65. There is a free event this month called Only Leaves Should Fall. I love the title of it. It's a great opportunity to learn more. And Dr. Zorba Pastor is the keynote speaker. And he joins us this afternoon. Hi, Zorba. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
You know, the statistics are startling.
Oh, they're startling.
Wisconsin is one of the worst states for
we
this.
are number 1 or number 2 with
Why
falls.
is that?
Well, we don't really know, except we know that there are things that you can do to prevent it, and that's actually what we're going to be doing at this particular event. Looking at people, looking at their gait, how they walk, looking at the medications, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Talking about house safety, putting things around your house, getting rid of those throw rugs, which you love, that you bought 20 or 30 years ago or 50 years ago.
Throw rugs are
so you
dangerous.
don't put lights around the house. All of those things can make a difference. If you're over 65 and you fall and you break your hip, 25% chance you will be dead within 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Well, other than removing some of those, you know, risk factors, are there any exercises people can do?
Absolutely. You know, you want balance exercises, strength exercises, and you want to make sure your eyes are good, that you have the right glasses. A lot of people often will say, well, I haven't gone to the eye doctor for 5 years, and their eyes have changed. They don't see what they're doing, and then they trip and fall. Exercise is a really key issue. Balance is a key issue. We're going to talk about that. There are going to be physical therapists, students there, and we're going to give people something that they can come away with that can make it assured that they're less likely to fall.
Where is this event?
It's at it's at Covenant Presbyterian Church, 326 South Seagull Road in Madison, and it's from 12 to 3:30 on Tuesday, September 30th.
And it's free.
And it's free, and there's food.
Do you need to pre-register, or can you just show up?
You do have to register.
Okay.
You should register, yeah.
You've been doing this for about 10 years
I hate
now.
to say it's been a decade. You know, I'm decades old. That's it.
No,
I get
but it's
older and older.
important information.
I have been doing it for a decade, and it really does make a difference. We would love people to come, learn how not to fall, and make sure they don't fall.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Great to be
Thanks,
here.
Zorba. Have a great weekend.
You too.
And let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Here's meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze.
And the last of the severe thunderstorm warnings have been allowed to expire, so we just find some of that rain activity off into parts of Juneau, Adams, as well as Green Lake, Marquette, and Waushara counties. This is where, again, there may be some small hail and that better chance for some gusty wind as well as heavy rain. We'll take it down to Rock County. A little bit of shower activity just to our south of Evansville and then into Clinton, as well as into Beloit, pushing into Johnstown. These are continuing to push off towards the north and northwest. Future Track is going to continue to bring these showers and thunderstorms as we head throughout the evening. So if you're heading to any Friday Friday night football games, definitely take the First Warn Weather app with you. You can track out any showers, and if another severe thunderstorm warning is issued, it will be pushed directly to your phone for that location. We're going to be dealing with scattered showers and thunderstorms into Saturday as well. Sunday, a little less activity. Will be becoming partly sunny as the day goes on, but we can't rule out a few showers and thunderstorms on Sunday as well. In terms of rain, a healthy half an inch to an inch for most, but we continue to see these showers and thunderstorms. So right now up into Juneau and Adams County, that's where we could see isolated spots of maybe 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches of rain. And this comes at a time where we've had a pretty dry September. But if we look at the rain surpluses for all of the counties we cover here at News 3 Now, since the start of the year through August, we're actually operating at a pretty good surplus of rain. So that's why we haven't seen a lot of drought conditions develop with this lack of rain in September. Iowa County is the wettest county in Wisconsin with 29.43 inches of rain accumulated for the entire year so far, a surplus of nearly 6.5 inches of rain. Whereas Greene County, we only have about 1.5 inches of extra rain to keep us from really slipping into those abnormally dry conditions. So while we haven't had any rain throughout most of September, we're getting it now, but it's not necessarily bad that we've been dry. Certainly, if we were seeing more drought conditions pop up, I'd be more concerned, but we have a lot of that surplus of rain, as you were just seeing. Fall starts on Monday. The rain pretty much wraps up then, and then we stay dry as we go into most of next week, with rain showers popping up by the end of next week.
With some rain on the way, this might be a good weekend to find something new to watch on TV.
There are a lot of new shows and movies newly streaming this weekend, and Will Loper has a preview.
I'm a firm believer in second chances. Maybe this is an opportunity to make it right.
This is a reset. A different company. A different culture.
Watch another season of high drama with The Morning Show Season 4, newly streaming on Apple TV+.
I'm working on a story. UVA was involved in a cover-up. People died. Work with me.
Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon return as the former co-anchors, dealing with secrets and scandals surrounding their network merger.
The truth is incendiary, and it's under attack.
All I ever wanted was to find a place to fit in. It's really happening!
Younger audiences will want to check out Elio, newly streaming on Disney+.
It's the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
You'll be one of us, leader of Earth.
Huh?
The latest Pixar movie finds a young boy traveling to space where he faces off against an alien species.
Back home, I didn't fit in. Well, I like you. It's like I was always meant to be here.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
And watch one of the best superhero movies of the year with Superman, newly streaming on HBO Max.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation.
David Corenswet plays the Man of Steel, facing off against evil billionaire Lex Luthor. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
I'd like to see them all.
Yeah. Solid weekend. All right, we'll be right back. On Monday's Live at 4, Will Loper will show us how the new movies did at the weekend box office. And later on News 3 Now at 5, Federal Reserve employees are coming to UW-Madison to talk about the most recent rate cut and what to expect from the Reserve moving forward. Thanks for watching Live at 4. We'll see you back here on Monday. And remember, you can always find us streaming on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.